apologize. I was not live. I don't know what happened there. Like I said, a little bit, little bit busy today. I was caught up. I was in the bathroom. Stuff got crazy. All right, welcome into the High Noon Show. The High Noon Show done every Monday through Friday, noon until about 2:00 or until whenever we finish doing the show. And then we do another one. We call it Pillow Talk. That comes on at 9:00 at night. Pillow Talk is a little bit more frivolous, a little bit more just, let's chit chat. Let's talk about some things. Let's get into some stuff. And I usually have guests on with me. There's more than just me. Whereas here, the High Noon Show, what this is I like to say, I love the word utilitarian, a utilitarian stream for you. What I do here is I try to give you all of the things that are trending in the world, all the things people are talking about, current events, hot topics, whatever it is. This is your cheat sheet to get you through your day so you don't walk around feeling like, oh, I didn't hear about that. You just listen to this show for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is every day. And hopefully you can go forth into the world as an informed citizen. That's what Hi, Albert. Albert checking in. Albert, hello, amigo. This weather is amazing. No, man, this weather ain't amazing. This weather is, come on, man. I mean, we get this kind of weather all summer long, all spring long. This kind of weather is supposed to start in March. We're not supposed to have it in December. We're but near January 1st, and it's like 80 degrees outside. It is kind of, I suppose it is better than, below zero. Although I love the cold. I do. I just want a couple weeks of cold. I'm a heavy set guy, which means that I look better in layers, which means I've got all kinds of amazing sweaters and stuff like that I just can't. I'm still wearing short sleeves. This is no fun. All right, 362nd day of the year. We covered that. 3 days remain until the end of the year. Not sure about the future, the immediate future of the Pillow Talk shows, because when I have my kid here, I like to spend my evenings with him where we do something. It's Christmas break, so we got that whole thing going on. But as soon as I am free, not free of him. That sounds bad. As soon as he goes back to his other life, then we'll resume the Pillow Talk shows. We don't have E. E is out of town. He's jet setting in the Colorado mountains for a nice ski vacation over the new year. And James, I don't know what James is doing. James is like in New Orleans, then he's in Tyler, Texas, then he's in Dallas, then he's back in Tyler, then he's back in New Orleans. So we're gonna let everything settle down, and then we'll start doing the Pillow Talk shows again regularly. But like I said, New Year's Eve, I might come on. I might do something New Year's Eve. I don't know. We'll see if we get James involved. Maybe we get somebody else involved. But I'm not doing anything New Year's Eve. I'm just going to be sitting here watching Ryan Seacrest or, whoever's drunk on CNN. That's what I'll be doing. Video? There's no video? All right. So, let's just call it. Let's see what's happening here. Oh. I love Ed. He sent me video of downtown Chicago just now. And boy, oh boy, does it look like winter. Hold on. Just let me look at this. I'm looking. You can't see it, but I can see it. Is that snow or rain, Ed? I don't know. Let me know. See, winter. I just want a couple of weeks of winter. I mean, it's like 80 degrees. We can't go to the lake because the water's 40 degrees. You can't do anything. It's 80 degrees. You can't do anything with it. We can't go in the pool. The pool temperature water is like freezing. You can't. It's 80 degrees, but you can't do anything with it. Albert is about to change oil in his truck, and he's going to teach his 6-year-old how to do it. That's some good daddying right there. I don't think the 6-year-old's going to retain anything, Albert, but you know what? It's a good job. You're putting your best foot forward. All right, so that is snow that we're getting in Chicago. All right, no snow here. Again, it's 80 degrees and sunny. It's not supposed to be like this, but okay. Means the kid's going to want to do stuff. Can we go outside and run football drills? I suppose. All right, what happened on this day? Let's bring you up to speed. Really nothing. This is not, this week historically, apparently, has been just a week where we just slam the brakes on life in general and nothing happens. However, there were a couple of plane crashes. We like to get into that. We like to tell you what plane crashes occurred on this day because every single day of the year, I'm telling you, you can find a plane crash. In 1948, a DC-3 airliner disappeared 50 miles south of Miami. That's all it says. Okay, so I'm guessing it just disappeared. I guess I could click on it and probably learn more about it, but why? What's the point? And also in 2014, Indonesian Air Asia flight 8501 crashes into Karmatra Strait en route to Surabaya from Singapore, killing all 162 people on board. That was 2014. You know what? Have you ever seen that video? There is some really freaky video of some people in it's like Indonesia or Malaysia or somewhere over there. I don't know. Forgive me. I'm not really up on my geography from that part of the world. But there is a video of people on a bridge. They're driving in their cars and a plane just barely misses the bridge, like flies over the traffic and just goes right into the water below. That might be this one. All right, born on this day, birthdays we're celebrating 1922. Stan Lee, the American publisher and producer and the head of Marvel Comics, the guy who brought all of that stuff into existence. He is born today in 1922 and died in 2018. Stan Lee is no longer with us. You know, Stan Lee, when you think about this, and we're in the middle of it now, so we can't really gauge it as accurately as maybe we could 20 years from now or 30 years from now. But Stan Lee is playing himself into the Walt Disney category as far as being one of the great creatives in the history of American creatives. Stan Lee, like when I was a kid, he was just a dude who wrote comics. He was kind of famous for that. But his fame and his influence and his legacy has been amplified exponentially every time another Marvel movie comes. I mean, Marvel is huge now, probably far larger than he had ever in his wildest dreams imagined that his creations could become. But when you think of the Avengers, you think of everything. Everything is Marvel. And you know, not to cloud it any more than I did, but doesn't Disney now owns Marvel. So Marvel is right in there. So they got Walt Disney's legacy. They got what else does Disney have? They got Stan Lee's legacy. They got George Lucas's legacy. Oh my God. Those are the three big ones, and Disney owns them all. Walt Disney, George Lucas, and Stan Lee. Stan Lee, born on this day in 1922. America's favorite best friend, Gayle King. Yeah, he's America's favorite best friend, apparently. I don't know. Gayle King is Oprah's friend, and Gayle King and Oprah, I guess they were young reporters at some station together like 40 years ago. And then Oprah became like the most powerful person in the world. And I think that probably helped Gayle King's career. I think Gayle King's best friend, Oprah, becoming the most powerful female broadcaster in the world, probably helped Gayle's career. And now Gayle is in her own right. She's a big celebrity too. But I think being friends with Oprah probably helped her career. Go back about 20 years, 25 years. I'm pretty sure that Oprah could have made a couple of calls to get gigs for old Gayle when she was out of work. But now look at her. Now she's on the CBS morning show, and she's a national figure in her own right. Born on this day in 1954, Denzel Washington. Who doesn't love Denzel, right? Denzel Washington, born on this day in 1950. What does that make him? What does that make? How old is Denzel Washington? Oh, I gotta do math. All right. But you can probably beat me in the chat room. You want to try and do this math for me? All right, 1954, 1960. That would be 40 plus 20. That's 60 plus 2 is 62 plus 68. I don't know. I'm just going to click on his name. We'll find out how old Denzel Washington is. Turns out Denzel Washington is 67. 67. Turned 67 today. All right, I was close. Oh my God, I got an idea. Oh boy, look at this. Denzel Washington draft. Denzel Washington movie draft. All right, 5 rounds of a Denzel Washington movie draft. Let's go right now. Let's think about all the Denzel Washington movies. Here's what I'll go with first. In the first round of the Denzel Washington movie draft, I'm going to take Training Day. With the first pick in the first round, Pugs takes Training Day in the Denzel Washington movie draft. All right, and with my second pick in the Denzel Washington movie draft, American Gangster. How can it not be American Gangster? Number one, first round pick, Training Day. Second round pick, American Gangster. Third round pick, I'm going with Malcolm X. I don't care if it's controversial. That's a good movie. He's good in that movie. Malcolm X, my third round pick. Training Day in the first round. American Gangster in the second round. Malcolm X in the third round. And Dustin, all right, we'll go with Remember the Titans in the fourth round. Why not? He was fantastic in Remember the Titans. First round, Denzel Washington movie draft, Training Day. Second round, Denzel Washington movie draft, American Gangster. Third round, Malcolm X. Fourth round, Remember the Titans. And in the fifth round, yeah, Jennifer, I'm so old. Denzel Washington on St. Elsewhere is my favorite. I know, right? I was thinking about that too. I'm like, could I pigeonhole some St. Elsewhere work in here? I love St. Elsewhere. St. Elsewhere was like ER before ER. Craziest ending in the history of TV as well. All right, so in the fifth round for the Denzel Washington, we're doing movie. This is a film draft. The Hurricane. That's what I'm going to go with. So Training Day in the first round, American Gangster in the second round, Malcolm X in the third round, Remember the Titans in the fourth round, and The Hurricane in the fifth round. And I'll tell you, you know what I would have put? Seriously, you ever see that movie Flight, where he plays isn't he the drunk pilot or something who flips the plane over? That's a pretty good movie. Philadelphia's pretty good too, although that's really, that's Tom Hanks's movie. All right, happy birthday, Denzel Washington, born on this day in 1954. Seth Meyers was born on this day in 1973. I find Seth Meyers funny, but I don't know about you. I don't watch those late night talk shows anymore. I don't watch Kimmel. I don't watch Fallon. Who else is it? Seth Meyers. I don't watch, who's over on Colbert. I can't. I can't. I don't care. They seem very dated to me. They seem like incredibly old-timey television format. And it's just, they all doing the same thing. There's nothing interesting that has happened in that format in 40, 50 years. Nothing. They all come out, hey, everybody, I'm going to give you the monologue. Then they go and sit down and they small talk with the band leader. Then they take a commercial break. And then maybe there's a bit or something. Then there's another commercial break. And then it's just a bunch of people promoting movies and books and TV shows and crap like that I don't need that. They promote it everywhere nowadays. I don't need to watch them sit down on the couch with Jimmy Kimmel. Trust me, they're on Twitter and there's a Twitter video out that's telling me everything. It's just such an old-timey kind of format. I hate it. You know what I would like? I would love to see the old-timey TV format that was the chat show. The legitimate chat show. Like Dick Cavett used to have like a legitimate chat talk show. Not where it was, hey, let's do a crazy bit and hey, let's do an opening monologue. No, it was just, let's get together on a panel, some of the most interesting people in the world today, whether they come from the arts or literature or politics or social activism, whatever. Get them all together and let's have them all interact. That's what I like. I like when you see like a dumb actor trying to hang with some philosopher, and you can see that. You go to YouTube, you pull up all the old Dick Cavett shows, but it wasn't even just Dick Cavett. I mean, it was people like, there was a Mike Douglas dude that used to have these kinds of shows. Merv Griffin used to have, although Merv wasn't exactly as socially engaged as, say, a Dick Cavett. But yeah, those shows, I'd like to see those shows come back. And they kind of did for a while in the form of, Bill Maher used to have that show Politically Incorrect. And I suppose his panel now on the Bill Maher show on HBO is sort of like that. But I can't watch that either. I can't stomach Bill Maher. I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done with all of the... All right, enough talky. All right, let's do something. Let's stop talky. Let's stop looking for a joke. None of this is funny. The world is on fire. We're all going to die. Stop joking about it. Seth Meyers born today in 1973. John Legend was born today. John Legend, I'll say it again. I say it every time John Legend's name comes up. John Legend and Keith Urban need to switch names. They need to switch names. John Legend sounds like a country singer, and Keith Urban sounds like an R&B singer. I'm sorry, you guys need to switch. if for no other reason, it confuses me. So please, John Legend, I need you to change your name to Keith Urban and keep doing all the urban R&B music that you're doing. And John Legend or Keith Urban, I need you to adopt the name John Legend because you're a country singer and legend sounds folksy and all that. So please, guys, if you can get that done. All right, dead on this day. We don't do this much, but there's a couple interesting ones. Lemmy, Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Lemmy died today in 2015. I got to drink with Lemmy once. Like for an entire evening, like just sat there at a bar while he played video poker and just talked about stuff. Lemmy was cool. That was at the Rainbow on Sunset Strip. So Lemmy was famous for hanging out at this bar on the Sunset Strip, the Rainbow. And we had him on our show, we were doing a Grammy gangbang at the Grammys one year. And he came on our show, and I was really interested in him. And he invited us. He was like, well, hey, why don't you come by the Rainbow? You can have a couple of drinks with me tonight, and I'll show you around. And Lemmy says this. I'm like, whatever. I'm not really into Motorhead or whatever. But I knew Lemmy was cool. Just from the interview that I liked him. I was like, this guy's cool. This guy's interesting. So we ended up going to the Rainbow, and sure enough, Lemmy was sitting right there at the bar. I walked up, hey, Lemmy, and I don't know how fried the dude's brain was at this point. He may not remember. He may say that kind of shit to everybody. And I walked up to him and I go, hey, Lemmy, how are you? We did the show with us earlier today. You invited us down. Remember? We did me and my partner over there. And he turns, he goes, oh, you're Dallas. Yeah, you're Dallas. Yeah, sit down, man, sit down. And I hung out with Lemmy while he played video poker. And now Lemmy's dead. That's he was a nice guy. I mean, all of the accoutrements and the bells and whistles that come with being Lemmy, you're like, oh, I bet he's scary. No, man, not scary at all. Super friendly, super nice, smiley, happy. Dude was in his nirvana. He had that little stool that he sat at the Rainbow on Sunset Strip, and he just played his video games, and he was like the mayor of that place. Everybody knew him in there. Lemmy, died John Legend's birthday. Lemmy died today in 2015. Also died today in 2016, and I mention this because it's just such a weird, bizarre death. Debbie Reynolds died today. American actress, singer, dancer, triple threat, as they used to say. Debbie Reynolds died today in 2016. Now, why is this interesting? Because she died while planning her daughter, Carrie Fisher. Her daughter was Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. She died while planning her daughter's funeral. Unbelievable. These two, mother and daughter, famously loyal to one another, but also adversarial to the very end. They argued, they fought, they had this whole vibe of like, oh, I hate you, mom. Oh, I hate you, daughter. But it was obvious that they loved each other dearly and relied on one another for their next breath. And while she is planning her daughter's funeral, she dies right there at the son Todd's table. They're figuring out what the casket's going to look like and all that. And then mom just goes, and I believe it was Carrie Fisher's daughter, Debbie Reynolds' granddaughter, who said, it's no surprise that grandma would never allow my mom to upstage her in such a way. So it's like the granddaughter's like, yeah, Carrie was getting all the attention and mom got jealous. So mom decided to die too. And now her grandma decided to die. That is crazy, man. That's like one of those stories where you hear about these old couples that are together for like they were married for 70 years and then they died within a day of each other. Where are you going with all that cheese? Hold on, my kid. What do you got? I'm going to make lunch. All right, let me see what you got. Cheese, bread, and a little bit of that noodle. What the hell are you making? Cheese, bread, and ramen noodles? You'll see. What the hell are you making? See, he knows that I can't come chasing after him right now, so he's making his lunch, and his lunch appears to be ramen noodles. He's going to put cheese on ramen noodles, apparently. Apparently, that's what he's going for. I don't know what the bread is for. He doesn't like bread. He must have plans. All right. Once again, yeah, I'm watching my kid. So there you have it. Those are all of the things, people born, people dying, all that stuff that went on today. How about a moment of joy? I got a moment of joy for you. Christmas presents for old Unc. Unc here was given one of these Oculus games, you know, the virtual reality games that you put on. Here, we'll get this all set up. Excuse me, that was a burp. And I got a terrible glare on the computer right now. I apologize. So here's the deal. So old Unc, got himself a boxing game of a VR, you know, like you wear the helmet and, you know, you do all that. So he's never played it before. He's no idea what this whole thing is about. So here he is. Let's watch old Unc having his first boxing match. Here's your moment of joy.
You gotta touch the glove. Why you breathing like that? Man, no, I ain't scared. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
All right. Unc's in a fight.
Let's go. Wait, you back up. Come on. Oh. Come on. Hold on, wait here. Hold on.
Where he at?
Hold on.
Look at Unc. Look at Unc.
Hold on, wait here.
Stay away from Unc when he's playing.
Hold on, wait here.
Where he at? Unc getting a workout. Oh, he's kicking now. Oh, look at Unc go.
You gotta touch the glove.
That's old Unc. There's your moment of joy. That's gotta make you feel good. That could be a whole YouTube series. Old people in virtual reality for the first time. Just take your grandma, you put her in some kind of make grandma fight a dragon. Put her in the virtual reality and then film it. It probably already is. I'm behind the times on these things. All right, let's get into what's trending today, because that's what we do here on this show. We tell you all of the things that people are talking about, all the things that are going on around the world, trying to prep you up. Here locally, we've got a big one trending. Yesterday, I told you about the shooting that occurred in Garland. Boy, oh boy, was this a nasty one. So apparently, the other night, somebody ran into a Garland convenience store and just started firing. Pap, 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 pap. Killed 3 people, sent another one to the hospital in critical condition. And then he didn't rob the store. He didn't do anything. He just killed everybody in the store and then jumped in a white pickup truck and drove away. The dead are all kids. They're all kids. They're 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. All of them. Everybody shot was a kid. Everybody shot was under the age of 18. 3 of them are dead. One of them is in a hospital in critical condition. But here we've actually got, let's pull this up. Man, believe this? Things we have today. We've got video of it. So here, let's check this out. Although I imagine we're probably going to get
a 14-year-old boy in custody.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the video. We're going to show this now. Look at this kid. He jumps out of the pickup truck and he just sticks his hand inside the store and starts bang, bang, banging everybody. So here we go. See if we can make this. Is it sharing? It is sharing. All right, we're good. Here we go. All righty.
After a convenience store killing in Garland, Texas that left 3 teenagers dead and another in critical condition. Garland police released surveillance video.
Look, see the kid? See him right there? Look at him, shirtless. Here's the white pickup right here. Make sure it is. All right, so here's the white pickup. He jumps out of the passenger side. There's some dude driving this white pickup, and this kid, pick it up from the beginning again.
Condition.
Okay, so there he is. Look, he's lurking.
Garland police released surveillance video of the suspected gun.
Now, they said, remember, they described him as light-skinned? Yesterday I had a problem, like, well, light-skinned, what does that mean? Does that mean that he's a black guy, a white guy? Well, I didn't know he was a kid at the time. An Asian guy, Latino? What does light-skinned mean?
Entering the store.
I don't know, I can't tell. I guess it looks like a white kid. I don't know.
Sunday night with a .40 caliber pistol.
Just killing people.
He fired
just killing people, little asshole.
Killing 3 teens.
See it one more time.
Between the ages of 14 and 16.
There's the
Police
van.
are looking for a second person who left the scene in a white pickup, seen in the surveillance video.
Shooting. And there you go. All right, so that's they arrested somebody. We got somebody on this. The 14-year-old kid, that's who that was. 14-year-old kid has been arrested. Murder of 3 people in a convenience store. A 14-year-old was arrested Monday in connection with a convenience store shooting in Garland, Texas that left 3 people dead and 1 in critical condition. The 3 victims from Sunday's shooting were all teenage boys from Garland. They were identified Monday as Xavier Gonzalez, 14, Ivan Noyala, 16, and Rafael Garcia, 17. A 15-year-old boy was taken to hospital and is in stable condition, the release said. The 15-year-old was working there. So maybe this was like a 15-year-old boy was at work. His friends were hanging out up there. And this seems to be targeted. It seems to be gang violence. It seems to be that. Again, I compartmentalize these things into 2 categories these days. One, just crazy, psychotic individual who is just looking to kill random people, which frightens me, because that's unthinkable. That's just too random for anyone to be comfortable with. And then there's the other compartment, which is just crime, just gangbanger, murderous thug, guy robbing a store, crime. The other day, there was a mall shooting in the Chicago area, in Oak Brook, which is a very wealthy area of Chicago. The Oak Brook Mall is very wealthy. And there was a shooting there. And they cleared the mall and they did the whole thing. And it trended for a little bit of time as, oh, there's a mall shooting in progress. But that turned out to be a guy walking into a mall, shooting somebody that he knew was going to be there and wanting to confront. So that's different. That tragic. Absolutely. Violence is out of hand. But that, in my mind, is different than just the guy who's not going to take it anymore and he's going to go to a mall and just destroy families. He doesn't care who, he doesn't care how, he just wants to kill as many. You got the Vegas shooter, you got the people who go into movie theater, these people, the guys who walk into Kroger's and just start bat, bat, bat. These people, that is a different category. So this one, still terrible. I mean, my God, you can't lessen it. This is awful. There are 3 teenagers that are dead, 3 teenage boys who are dead. They have their whole lives in front of them and they're dead because this stupid shirtless punk jumps out of a piece of shit pickup truck and decides that he's going to what? Mark his territory? What is it? I mean, it's terrible and it's disgusting, but I do find myself these days when these stories start to percolate, when you first start to hear about them, I start to go, okay, so which category is this? Is this the really scary humanity is evil category? Or is this the holy shit, just more banger crime bullshit that we got to deal with? Yes. I'm not going to say these are 14-year-old kids. These are 14, 16, and 17-year-old kids with a 15-year-old that's in critical condition. The gun used in the incident was a .40 caliber pistol. It had an extended magazine. We know he fired at least 20 shots because we found all the shell casings. The chief of Garland adds that police are working to determine a motive. Why is one of our big questions right now, said the chief of Garland Police Department. Police are also looking for a person of interest in the case and a white pickup truck. Okay, so they got the kid, they just don't have the pickup. You got to imagine that kid. Is that kid going to roll or is that kid hard? That kid, because I imagine it was an adult in the pickup truck and they probably sent the kid in because he's 14 years old. He'll be out of jail in 4 years for killing 3 people. They'll send him to juvie. We'll see how this plays out. That's what happens. All right. So that's sort of coming into focus, the situation there in Garland, but it is developing. We'll find out a motive next. But man, oh man. Okay. So not just crazy person shooting random people at a convenience store. This one seems to be targeted. We'll say it seems to be a shitty purpose, but there seems to have been a purpose and a motivation behind this one as opposed to just creating random carnage. Anderson Cooper is trending. Anderson Cooper is trending because last night he went on TV with Bill Gates and suggested that maybe Social Security should withhold money and checks to people who are not vaccinated. And Bill Gates just got a big kick out of it. Oh, did they? Oh, did the Vanderbilt and the Gates laugh at the idea of keeping old people from their checks because they won't get vaccinated? Oh, the fun that was had on CNN last night. Look, I think that here's where I go on this, right? Social Security is something that you get for being an American citizen. If you pay into the system, you get your Social Security. It's not based on being a good citizen. There are no checks and boxes that you get evaluated in over the years. You pay into Social Security when you're old, you get your Social Security checks. A rich guy, a Vanderbilt like Anderson Cooper, and another rich guy, one of the wealthiest people on the entire planet, Bill Gates, laughing about the idea of withholding checks from people who are simply confused. They're wrong. Okay, they're wrong about the vaccination, but this is their Social Security, and this is how they buy food, and this is how they live. Stop it. Now, the other one that's going around that I think is, as a capitalist, as a democratic capitalist, progressive capitalist, the other idea is insurance. Just the insurance companies should just not cover people who are not vaccinated. If someone who is unvaccinated ends up in the hospital because they chose not to get vaccinated and they rack up all of these hospital bills, insurance won't pay for it. That I'm totally fine with. Whatever. I don't care. That is a private company. An insurance company can do whatever the hell they want to do. If an insurance company decides that it's in their best interest, and make no mistake, insurance companies always err on the side of their best interests. If they think there is something in their best interest here and not paying for, the hospital bills or whatever of people who are unvaccinated, then go ahead, you do it. I can get involved in that. And you know what? Don't I sound like a Republican? Don't I sound like a classic conservative? Yeah, because the insurance company should be allowed to do that. They're a private company. And if you're doing something that, hey, if you gain a whole bunch of weight, or if you smoke, or if you do reckless things, insurance companies will ding you for all of that stuff. So, why shouldn't they be able to do this? Now, I don't know. I don't want to mandate. You can't mandate that. Insurance companies are privately held corporations. They're capitalist structures. They're designed to make money. But if they wanted to do that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But the idea of Anderson Cooper of Vanderbilt and Bill Gates laughing, how funny would that be if we just stopped giving old people their checks? Shut up, you pieces of garbage. Rich garbage. You're all rich garbage. So I'm very anti 1%, as you've probably guessed. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, they're trending today. Why? On Monday, they shortened the recommended isolation time for people infected with COVID-19 from 10 days to 5 if they are asymptomatic, which means if you pop hot for COVID, but you don't have any symptoms, you don't have to shelter in place or whatever we're calling it, isolate for 10 days anymore. The CDC says that 5 days should be sufficient. And boy, when my son saw this story today, was he upset because he just got out of I think he was isolated for 12 days. I think he went into the 12-day deep tank of his bedroom where he wasn't allowed to leave his bedroom for 12 days. Boy, right around day 5 is when he started losing his shit too. So maybe this is good. So the CDC says it's okay to shorten it from 10 days to 5 if they're asymptomatic. The CDC says the updated guidance is in keeping with growing evidence that people with the coronavirus are most infectious in the 2 days before and 3 days after symptoms develop. The announcement comes as the nation is contending with a new coronavirus wave driven by the highly transmissible Omicron variant. So there you go. CDC says 5 days now instead of 10. Which could change. People, that could change. This is science. Science changes as new information. It could change. So if in 3 months the CDC goes back to 10, don't be like, oh, but they said it was 5. Yes, new information was gathered, new information was consumed, and now there is another plan. That's how things happen. things change according to new information that is available. I know back in April or May, they said you don't have to wear masks anymore now that the vaccination is here. I know they said that. They made a mistake. They said they made a mistake. They said, yeah, okay, so we made that assumption when we said you wouldn't have to wear masks anymore, when we thought people were going to get vaccinated. But now that there's all these people that aren't getting vaccinated, you still need to wear masks. See, that was the new information. The information that they put out first was, since we have a vax, you don't have to wear the mask anymore. Then new information came to them, which said, a lot of people aren't getting the vax. And so they had to change it. What? We never really thought about people not getting the vax. So then they changed back to wearing a mask. That's all. Things change. This could change too. But as of right now, as of today, the 28th of December, the CDC is saying you don't have to isolate for 10 days anymore, only 5. That's all I'm saying. Just, things change. But Jesus, man, I had a friend of mine who totally scrambled at me. He was so mad. He's like, whoa, because I changed my opinion on something from 10 years ago. And then he brought up some Facebook post from 10 years ago that he must have been sitting on. Or I'm way in his head, because he definitely, that's not an easy thing to just go back and find, shit from 10 years ago or whatever it was. And he posts this and he's like, oh, well, do you know this person? Because this person said something different. And it was my old post, right? And I'm like, yeah, it was 10 years ago, man. There's a lot of things that are different. I behave completely differently than I did 10 years ago on a whole manner of things. There's a number of new... come on, man. What the hell? 10 years ago, I hated the Dallas Cowboys. Hated them with a passion. Despised them. Couldn't hold back my piss and vinegar for that team. I despised them. And then what happened in 10 years? Well, I got a young son who's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So guess what? Guess who's a Cowboy fan now? Me. Guess who changed? Me. Because people do change when new. See, originally hated the Dallas Cowboys because of all of the damage they had put my team, the Chicago Bears, through over the years. Hated them. Then new information created a child. That child grew up in the Dallas area. That child loves football. That child naturally became a Dallas Cowboy fan. That's the new information. Remember, 10 years ago, don't like the Dallas Cowboys. Have the kid, spend 10 years with the kid, 12 years actually. Kid likes the Dallas Cowboys. That's new information. I'm a Cowboy fan now. That's how it happens. That's all I'm saying. People change. Patty Breton is trending. Patty Breton is trending along with Baywatch. Why? Well, first you may be asking, who the hell is Patty Breton? I don't know. Apparently she was some bathing suit girl on Baywatch. I don't know. I wish I had more information for you on that. She was a bikini model back in the 90s. She was on Baywatch. And, let me see. There we go. She was on Baywatch. She's a beautiful woman. And, we'll find this for you. Here we go. Let me pull this up. And she made an ass of herself on an airplane. Yep, she sure did. So let's watch this. Patty Breton is trending because she was involved in an incident on a flight between Tampa, Florida and Atlanta, Georgia. We show these all every once in a while because you know what? They come fast and they come furious. You can look her up. Look up Patty Breton on your Google if you want. You just get a look at her. She's an attractive woman. Totally. Okay, so here, let me... Okay. Is it sharing? For crying out loud. Hold on. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. All right. Sorry. See, I do this by myself, and sometimes I get a little bit... Okay, let's share that. All right, here we go. Let's watch this Baywatch actress lose her shit on an airplane between Florida and Atlanta, Georgia. Here we go.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, put your fucking mask on. Who invited you to come
I'm eating, and I can
drink your ass up? Don't you dare talk to me.
Okay, so here's what seems to be going on. First of all, she looks good. She's holding together well. She's 52 years old. She's yelling at this old man, and apparently she is demanding that he put his old man mask on. And the old man is not putting his mask on. And this little virtue warrior, she is really going for it. Let's see how this develops, shall we?
Like that.
God damn it.
You stand your step up. Stand your ass
Karen. I like when the old man uses the vernacular of the youth.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down, pussy.
Ma'am,
Pussy, no, you're the pussy.
Oh, no, you're
Right
the
down
dick.
there.
ma'am, do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Okay, first of all, let me just say this. She's being a bitch. She's being a Karen. She doesn't even have her mask on. Why is she yelling at this guy to put his mask on? She's wearing her mask around her chin like an idiot. I don't get that whole thing. But let me just. This old man should know better. This old man should, you don't talk to a woman. I'm sorry, you don't talk to a woman like that. You don't talk to a strange woman like that in public. You just don't do it. You don't do it. There are certain rules of a civilized society where men have to behave in a better way. Yeah, she's going crazy. So you got to ignore her. You don't call her a pussy like you just did. You don't instigate by calling her a Karen. He could have handled it better, but he seems to be riled up. She's a pretty woman. He probably hasn't had this close contact with a pretty woman like that in 40 years. So he's into it. He's having a little bit of fun, and she is not backing down.
Mask up. Now. Put
Mask up.
your mask up.
Tell him to mask up. So she still thinks that she's in the right. She still thinks that she is doing nothing wrong, and she assumes that the flight crew is going to do what she says. Ugh. This is...
Mask down, bitch.
Sir,
Yes, I did. You got your mask, bitch.
sir,
Yes, I did.
stop it again.
Now you're going to jail. That's the sign. You're going to jail. As soon as we get in Atlanta, you're going to jail. Bitch. Karen. Jesus Christ, spit on me. Now you're double in jail.
Watch,
Bitch.
babe.
You fucking piece of shit.
Piece of pussy. Sit down, Karen.
Fucking
Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me. She
Put your
slashed my
fucking
face.
mask on. Tell him to put his mask on. Put your fucking
She
mask
punched
on.
me. She scratched my face. I wanted to fuck
Put your
out.
fucking mask on. Put your fucking mask
Put yours
on.
on, bitch.
I will put my mask on.
He's not going to do it. I know
I
that
will
you
put
have
my
very
mask
little
on when you
experience
put
with
your
men
mask on.
doing absolutely everything you say, but this dude does not want any of it. He wants nothing. There she goes. All right. And they're in flight, and they
She
landed in
went
Atlanta.
crazy on the airplane.
There you go.
Punched this man in the face, spit on him.
Police came and took her off the plane.
High wire
So there's a
on my leg.
Baywatch babe in an Atlanta airport jail somewhere. And that's happening. And that's why Patty Breton, someone who you've probably never heard of, I've never heard of her, Patty Breton is trending today because of that. Oh, there is a little fun 5 things we should know about Patty Breton, the Baywatch actress. Do we care? Do we care? She hasn't worked since 1999. So she's a real estate agent now in Southern California. So, you know. All right, Patty Breton is trending. The Ohio Supreme Court is trending. The Ohio Supreme Court is looking at some pretty janky redistricting maps for Congress. You know, to basically the Ohio state legislature redrew all the districts, and it's, you know, people are like, that's not fair. You know, have you ever seen congressional districts? How ridiculous they are. They're gerrymandering. They're like, this is my district. It goes up and then it goes left, and then there's a little bit of a zigzag, and then there's a big giant blossom, and then it gets narrow again, and then it goes up all the way to Lake Erie. I mean, it's like, it makes no sense. Congressional maps should just be squares. They should just be squares. And the people who run in those congressional districts should have to appeal to everybody that's in their square. But they don't do that. What they do is they go, okay, white people in nice neighborhoods, I want them to vote for me. So I'm going to take this white neighborhood. I'm going to take this white neighborhood. I'm going to connect it here with this street. If you live along this street, you can vote for me. And then this white neighborhood here. It's ridiculous. So that's going in front of the Ohio Supreme Court, the Ohio State Supreme Court, not Ohio State University, but the state of Ohio Supreme Court is now today going to look at these new district maps drawn up by Governor Mike DeWine. And here's the problem. The governor of the state of Ohio has been named and will be a witness in this case. He wants the crazy new janky district map to be legal, and the Supreme Court is deciding whether or not that's legal or not. So Mike DeWine, governor, is bringing this case. His son is one of the Ohio State Supreme Court justices, Pat DeWine. Pat DeWine, the son of one of the people who are not on trial here, but who will be brought as a witness, who is being sued because of this redistricting. His son is one of the judges. And that would normally not be a story because the judge would obviously recuse himself because of a blatant conflict of interest, but that ain't happening. That ain't happening. See, we are finding out so much about the world that we live in. The idea that a judge who had an obvious conflict of interest in a case that he was overseeing, the idea that he would recuse himself is just something that we took for granted. There's no law that says he must. Best judgment states that he should, and because all of our judges utilize best judgment at all times, we don't envision a scenario where this would ever be a problem. Well, here's the scenario. You've got a Supreme Court judge in the state of Ohio who is going to decide if his new daddy's map, congressional map, is legal or not. You can't do that. You can't. All bets are off. It used to be you get summoned from Congress, and boy, oh boy, you don't have any choice. You got to go in front of Congress. Congress wants you. You got to. It used to be that you would just certify the votes after an election. That was an election. All the states certified, and then it goes to the Congress. It used to be that. You used to take that for granted. There is so much. The Malaysian airliner. I used to take for granted that no airplane in the world can be up there with 200 plus passengers and just disappear. We have fail safes. We have things that protect against that kind of shit. Nope. I don't know anything about the world. I'm telling you, all bets are off. So that's why the Ohio Supreme Court is trending. Because one of the chief justices is the son of the governor, and the governor is bringing a case, and his son will not recuse himself. Recusing yourself is just a suggestion. It's apparently not anything that truly needs to be followed. I mean, what would happen if somebody in that dude's chambers, in Pat DeWine, the Supreme Court justice, his dad is the governor, somebody in his chambers at some point went, well, what if you just don't recuse yourself? Well, but I have to recuse myself. This is textbook. This is exactly why the recusal process is in existence. That this is a perfect example of why I should. Yeah. But bear with me. What if you didn't? What if you didn't? And that's what we're seeing right now. He went. You know what? What if I didn't recuse myself? You know what? That's a pretty good idea. Let's just fuck it. Let's just let the chips fall where they may. There are no institutions anymore. There's nothing. There's no legacy for us to lean on. Everything is just whatever the hell we want it to be these days. San Diego Learjet is trending. This happened last night. I was following this. This looked really scary. So let me see here. See if we'll pull this up. Last night, I started to get alerts that there was a plane crash. And so I started following it. And it happened outside of San Diego. Oddly enough, 2 miles away from where another plane crashed like a couple years ago in a neighborhood in San Diego. Like another plane crashed into this neighborhood. And then last night, another one did. This was a Learjet. A private jet with 4 people on board crashed Monday night near San Diego, seconds after the pilot was heard screaming, oh shit, in air traffic control audio. Here, let me see if I can find you the audio. The audio is pretty... Yeah, here we go. We'll just listen to it. Can we hear it? I don't know if that's loud enough. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so apparently the volume isn't working really great on this.
Understand you're canceling IFR? Yes, sir. Bridget 800, IFR cancellation received. You can overfly the field, make left traffic, runway 27 right, runway 27 right, clear land. Change to runway 27 right, clear land. 27 right, clear land. Can you tap the light for us a little bit more? They're at 100% now. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Ah! Awesome 5 to lift the ground.
All right, I don't know how much of that you could hear. The sound wasn't great on that. I apologize, but that was the moment that the plane crashed. That was the the pilot. Here, let me see. I got something else for you here. Here's the actual video of the plane crashing, which I don't love, but hold on. Let's see if we can make this one. Why am I obsessed with plane crashes? Hey, I don't know, but I am, aren't I? Okay. Let's see if we can get this one up. All right. Make this bigger. Is it big? All right, watch this. This is from a Ring doorbell cam. You're going to see off here in the sky, you're going to see this Learjet just start to do loop-de-loops. This is some incredible video. Here you go. Let's watch this. See it? There it is. There's the plane right there. Oy. Holy cow.
Jesus. Babe, something just happened.
Babe, something just happened. Oh boy, I'll tell you, something just happened, that's for sure. Here, let's get into the details here of this thing. Still don't know why. It was rainy, the weather was bad. I know you couldn't hear the audio really great from the air traffic controller and the pilot, but everything was fine. And then suddenly the pilot was like, oh shit. So a private jet with 4 people aboard crashed Monday night near San Diego, seconds after the pilot was heard screaming, oh shit, into air traffic control audio, leaving fiery wreckage on a suburban street and knocking out power to hundreds of homes. The Learjet 34A, a twin-engine business jet that seats up to 8 people, disintegrated on impact after crashing in the Bostonia area of El Cajon shortly after 7 p.m. Monday evening. There were 4 people on the doomed aircraft. Federal Aviation Administration spokesperson Elizabeth Isham Corey told the Post, no survivors have been reported. The FAA and the NTSB will investigate. The NTSB will be in charge of the investigation and will provide all updates. Neither agency identified people involved in the aircraft incident. Audio posted by the news outlet captured the final minutes of the doomed flight. We already listened to that. I hate these stories, but I'm obsessed with them. I truly am. The pilot informs the tower that he wants to switch to a visual runway track. This is what he was saying, but we couldn't hear it. Pop-ups, folks. You know how that stuff is. The pilot informs the tower that he wants to switch to visual flight rules and asks for permission to land on runway 27. IFR, instrument flight rules, cancellation received. You can overfly the field, make left traffic, runway 27 right, runway 27 right. You are cleared to land, the control tower says. But something goes horribly wrong as the plane prepares to land at Gillespie Field in rainy conditions. Oh shit, the pilot is heard screaming in the gut-wrenching audio. The plane is registered to MedJet, an air ambulance company. So, yeah, that's the other thing they were saying. They were thinking it might have been an air ambulance, like there was a patient on board that they were flying somewhere. A radio-controlled plane aficionado posted Nest camera footage showing the jet exploding in a blinding flash of light. My wife and I heard a loud, thunderous noise, and I knew something was wrong, he wrote. There is little to the aircraft. All right, looking at pictures here. Here is something that he did. This pilot... This pilot avoided houses. This pilot landed crashed into a street, a busy street, Pepper Avenue in this neighborhood. I looked at it. I was, driving around on Google Maps or whatever it is. So the pilot, whatever the pilot did, I mean, God bless him, he avoided hitting any houses on the ground. He crashed into a street. Now, they say that there were a couple of cars that were on the ground that were injured, but no people on the ground were taken to the hospital. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the story. It says that This was just a couple of blocks away from another. Yeah, it was just like 2 miles away from where another plane, another small Learjet went down a couple of years ago. Imagine that. I'll tell you, we live over by Love Field. The planes come across here all the time. I'm very aware. I'm very aware of flight traffic. I don't know. That ain't fun. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Viagra Murder. This is a fun one. Viagra Murder is trending. You know why? Because some old Italian dude took a Viagra pill and then his wife wouldn't have sex with him. So he, of course, killed her. That's what happened. Hubby allegedly killed wife when she refused sex right after he took a Viagra. An 80-year-old Italian man allegedly killed his 61-year-old wife. Ooh, 80, 61, 19-year age difference. Let's say they got married at 50. She was 30. Yeah, okay. All right. He was doing it. An 80-year-old Italian man allegedly killed his 61-year-old wife in a jealous rage when she refused to have sex with him after he had already swallowed a Viagra pill. Vito Cangini told police he fatally stabbed his Ukrainian wife. Oh, here we go. Ukrainian, probably mail order. That's what I'm guessing. Ukrainian wife, Natalia Krychak, between Christmas Day and Sunday in the town. He said he took the erectile dysfunction drug when she promised to go to bed with him, but then she changed her mind. The wife's refusal led to a major fight during which Cagnini accused her of being more interested in her boss, and then he allegedly stabbed her, according to the news outlet. Oh, hold on a second, folks. I gotta plug this in. Oh, man. Oh, hold on. I got a janky power cord on my computer. Hold on. All right, there we go. Need my green blanket. All right. Are we back? Okay, we're back in full power. All right. Let's see. So the husband takes his blue Viagra. She says she's going to have sex with him. Then she says, nah, I'm not going to have sex with you. He's all juiced up. He's out of his mind. He's 81 years old. He doesn't know how many times he's going to get this anymore. He's obviously pissed. So here's what he did. He said he took the erectile dysfunction drug when she promised to go to bed with him, but then she changed her mind. Her refusal led to a major fight during which Cagnini accused her of being more interested in her boss, and then he allegedly stabbed her. This according to the news outlet. He was accused of leaving her bloodied body on the floor and then going to sleep. He just killed her and went to sleep. Yeesh. The following morning, he reportedly acted as if nothing had happened. He ate breakfast and he walked his dog twice in the afternoon. He finally told a neighbor what he had done and asked the man to call the cops. Let's see. But the neighbor didn't want to get involved and told Cagnini to call them himself. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So your neighbor, your old man neighbor comes over. He's shaking. He's acting a little weird because obviously he just did something. He tells you that he killed his wife. He stabbed her. And you go, no. You crazy Caninis. You go back and you do. Didn't want to get involved. It's a problem. Nobody wants to get involved. The neighbor didn't want to get involved and told Canini to call them himself. The elderly man later told a woman who called for his wife about the crime. So the phone rings. Is Ukrainian bride there? No, I killed her. I killed her last night. Wait, why is he's not Russian. That's not Russian. That's he's Italian. No, I killed her last night. Pugs, why are you being culturally insensitive? Because they have accents, and I think it's all right to do accents if people actually have accents. That's kind of a reality thing. That's not mocking or making fun of. I just imagine that the 81-year-old Italian guy had an accent. The elderly man later told a woman who called for his wife about the crime that he had killed her, and also asked her to make the call to authorities, but she too balked, possibly because she didn't believe him. Oh, Mr. Cagnini, you crazy. Cagnini finally called the restaurant where his wife had worked as a chef for 2 years, and he told the owner, I know there's something going on between you two. When told he'd never see her again, the owner called the police, who found the woman's body. She'd been stabbed at least 4 times, including once in the heart. Police found the murder weapon at the scene and arrested her husband of 17 years. Okay, so 17 years. So they've been married 17 years. So 81, 71, 60, so early 60s. She was in her early 40s. Mail order. That's a total mail order situation. No way. Or green card or something. I don't know. It ain't love, though. It ain't love. It's one of the Melania Donald kind of relationships. There's something else going on there. Something. Kim and Kanye are trending. What would a day be without Kim and Kanye trending? Why are they trending, Pugs? Well, I'll tell you why Kim and Kanye are trending. Because Kanye is like... Okay, so Kim, so you know they're getting a divorce, right? So they got a whole bunch of kids, but Kim apparently doesn't want Kanye back. Kanye is going on stage and he's like, "Oh, baby, you coming back to me?" You know, he's like basically being a total douche, begging for her to come back on stage and all this stuff. And Kim's like, "Nope, I'm with Pete Davidson," which has really got to hurt. When you're Kanye West and you look at Pete Davidson, you're like, "What? I don't get it." I have seen women on Twitter talk about how hot Pete Davidson is. No, he's not. He is not hot by any male standard of hotness ever. Except for now. Now, apparently, the pasty, sickly, sunken bags under your eye, the Steve Buscemi look. He's got like Steve Buscemi-like eyes. This guy is getting more top-tier women than just about anybody has since A-Rod in his prime. Nobody since A-Rod in his prime, or even Jeter in his prime, has been able to pull the kind of quality that Pete Davidson, and I just don't get it. He's skinny. He's tall. He's skinny. He's got bad, regrettable tattoos all over his body. His face is sunken. He's a drug addict. He's got all kinds of mental imbalance. I mean, is it the broken bird thing? Is that what it is? Is it that he's a broken bird and that's what women are drawn to? The idea that, I can fix this little broken bird's wings. I don't get it. Now, look, everybody breaks up with him. So at some point, the thrill wears off because all of these amazing women that he has been linked to over the last 3 or 4 years, Pete Davidson we're talking about, they've all left him. They've all been like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on. He's a broken bird. He can't be fixed. He's too weird." But I don't get it, man. I mean, you show me Brad Pitt, okay? Show me Brad Pitt, and I go, yeah, I get it. I get that. I get why women like George Clooney. Same thing. I get that. I get why a certain kind of woman loves. I get it. It's totally explainable. I understand it. Show me Leonardo DiCaprio back in Leo's day. I get it. I totally get it. Show me Pete Davidson. I'm at a loss. I have no idea what is going on there. I look at myself in the mirror and I go, could I date Kim Kardashian? I mean, maybe if I lost 180 pounds and was skinny because he's not an attractive guy is what I'm saying. I am self-confident. I'm confident. I know what I am. I am a heterosexual man. I really like women, but I can also look at a man and go, yeah, that's a good looking guy. I can totally see why that guy, keep my wife or girlfriend away from that guy because that guy's really good looking. I can see that. It's not like, what, you got a little bit of gay in you? Maybe. I don't know. But I can look at a George Clooney and go, yeah. I can look at a Brad Pitt and go, yeah. I can look at a Leo DiCaprio and go, yeah. I can look at a Ryan Reynolds and go, yeah. I can do all of that stuff. It's understandable to me as a heterosexual man. Pete Davidson ain't. I don't know what I'm looking at there. I'm looking at a guy who, if he had been in my high school class, would have been, I don't know, lower level of guy who could get a girl in high school. I don't know where this. So Kim has dumped Kanye and now she's running around town with Pete Davidson, who I don't get. I don't get it. But she's with him and they're running around and Kanye is begging for her back. And Kim and Kanye are trending today. Why? Because Kanye just dropped $5 million on a house right across the street from Kim's. That is 1%er stalking. That is when you don't have to like stalk her and show up and hang out in the parking lot, the restaurant she works at. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to park in a car outside of her house. You just have the money that you can just buy a house across the street and just stand on your front yard. Just be like, hi, Kim, I'm not stalking. I actually live here. Now, Kanye's people are saying because it'll make it easier for, the shared parenting of all of their kids. Whatever. That's what Kanye's people are saying. You know what Kim's people are saying? She's moving. She's moving. He's going to have to buy another house. Wherever she ends up moving, he's going to have to buy. This is crazy. This is rich guy stalking. I applaud it on some level. I applaud it that, you can do that and you don't have to be, whatever. All right. So that's why Kim and Kanye are trending, because Kanye bought a house right across the street from Kim's, and it's like weird rich guy stalking. She doesn't want you back, Kanye. She does not want you back. In fact, Kim is going to court. I think she either went to court yesterday or it's coming up this week. She's going to court to have a judge declare her legally single so that she can really rub it in. Well, you don't think you're going to get a woman like Kim Kardashian and then lose a woman like Kim Kardashian and expect everything to be normal, do you? Oh my God, she's going to kill you. She's going to kill you. That's just feminine power right there. She's just got nuts. She's just going to destroy his heart. She's going to toy with him. She's going to play with him. Oh, this is going to be awful. Probably get some good music out of it. The Dallas Zoo is trending. Dallas Zoo is trending globally, actually, because this was on the international pages of Google. So the Dallas Zoo, why is our Dallas Zoo here? Why are they trending so big across the land? Why? Well, because we got 2 new residents to the Dallas Zoo, and their endangered species in the entire zoological world is celebrating. Dallas Zoo welcomes 2 tiger cubs, 2 new tiger cubs. The Dallas Zoo is celebrating some new arrivals, 2 Sumatran tiger cubs. Cubs were born to mom Suki and dad Kuasa. Let's see here. A team of zoologists and veterinarians are currently helping care for the tiger cubs since the mother had milk production issues. The Dallas Zoo says both cubs and mom are happy and healthy. The zoo has not decided on names for the 2 cubs yet. They will remain behind the scenes for now. With only an estimated 400 Sumerian tigers remaining in the world, each birth is a major win for this critically endangered species. And we're thrilled to be able to contribute to the population once again with these adorable new additions. This is what zoo officials said. So there you go. Look at that. All right, Dallas Zoo, a couple of new tiger cubs you can go visit. I love zoos. What? You're not supposed to like zoos anymore. No. I am not giving up zoos. I am not going to give up zoos. I love zoos. I love animals. And I know that there's some conflict there, but they're not in their natural habitat. Yes, but I enjoy looking at them. I enjoy seeing them, and it's pretty close to their natural habitat. And let's be honest, it's not like they're in lockup or solitary confinement. The zoos that I've gone to, they all seem pretty nice. You made me give up circuses. I begrudgingly gave up circuses. You won me over on that. I used to love the circus as a kid. Oh my God. Taking my kid to Ringling Brothers, loved the circus. We used to go every year. I loved it. It was like the joy of my childhood was going to the circus. And then suddenly it's like, you can't go to the circus because they're really mean. And then I watched the documentary and I'm like, holy shit, I can't go to the circus anymore. Can't go to like water parks, or not water parks, but like SeaWorlds or anything like that. Can't do that anymore because I saw Blackfish. I saw it. I shouldn't have, because I also enjoy going to SeaWorlds. I enjoy swimming with dolphins. I enjoy watching, giant great white sharks do tricks. I enjoy that stuff. And I guess it's for selfish reasons, because I watched Blackfish and I'm like, holy shit, I should not be contributing to this. They should not be getting my $40 per ticket or whatever it is, because this does not look like these animals are enjoying their lives. So I gave up circuses. I gave up SeaWorlds. I gave up riding dolphins, which is like the greatest experience of my life. Riding a dolphin in Cancun. Oh my God, it was magical. And that dolphin seemed to be pretty happy. That dolphin was nice to me. I was nice to the dolphin. I gave it a kiss. I touched its skin. I held onto its dorsal fin. It pulled me around. It threw me up in the air. It was an incredible experience, the greatest experience of my life. And yes, okay, I won't do it anymore. I get it. You've won me over on that. I've seen the data. I know that that's not good for the animal, and I know that those animals are treated pretty poorly. So no circuses, fine. No SeaWorlds, fine. No riding dolphins, fine. But I'm not giving up zoos. I'm going to continue to go to zoos. I love zoos. Although, did you hear there was a zoo a couple of days over the weekend? Was it here? No, I don't think it was Dallas Zoo. I don't think it was. There was a zoo somewhere in America where like a pack of wolves got out. Like just a couple of days ago, like a pack of wolves got out and they were like running around being a pack of wolves, not in a zoo. And that was a problem. And I guess they ended up having to kill all these. Where did that happen? You know what? Why not? Hold on. Pack of wolves escape from zoo. All right, let me see. Let me see where this came up. Zoo forced to close. Oh, never mind. I thought it was somewhere close. It's in France. They got different rules over there. French zoo closes after pack of 9 wolves escape. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. The bad news is they ended up killing most of them. Wait, you say Minnesota? I just read it. It just said France. Is there another one? I don't know. You see, Jennifer Blair Martin, she just put Minnesota up there. And she's probably not even talking about what I'm talking about. She's probably having a conversation with somebody else in the chat room, which is encouraged. I want this to be a fun place for all of you. Okay. All right, Jennifer. Hold on. Let's see. Wolves escape from Minnesota Zoo. Okay, let me put that one in there. No, this says 6 months ago. Yeah, this isn't it. 2 escaped wolves dead, 1 recovered. The Wildlife Science Center in Stacy says 4 wolves got out. Apparently, wolves are getting out of these zoos all the time. All right. Well, we're not going to get completely bogged down in this. I think the story I was reading was the French one, but it does turns out wolves are getting away all the time. All right. Let's see what else do we have here. Oh, here's somebody else that's trending. I don't know who this person is, but maybe you do. Maitlyn Ward. Maitlyn Ward is trending. Now, Maitlyn Ward is trending because apparently she used to be on a show called Boy Meets World. She was a TV child actor, and now she's a porn star. I don't know either of her works, but, she certainly made a career change. And Maitland Ward is trending because apparently she went off on Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish, who is the... I know that Billie Eilish is very big. I don't really know much about her other than she wears baggy clothes and she's real young, which, is probably good. She's like the opposite of Disney 15-year-olds who are running around in thong bikinis. It's so weird. The Disney Channel is so weird. That's such weird stuff on there. They're so sexualized. Have you ever... All right, never mind. I know it's a whole other thing I can go on a rant. I don't want to do that. We don't need to go on. But Billie Eilish is like one of these new teens who doesn't want to sexualize herself at all, and she just wears baggy clothes and all that. And okay, if as a father, I'm fine with that. I'm not a father of a daughter. I'm sure if I was a father of a daughter, I'd be really fine with that. But I'm fine as a father. If girls want to be a little bit more, protective of their sexuality as this world spins, then fine, good. That's progress to me. I think there's a little bit. I don't want to see 16-year-olds wearing, super short. I don't want to see. I don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need to see it. Certainly, 15-year-old boys can't handle it. You're just asking for trouble. Billie Eilish revealed earlier this month that exposure to extreme pornography when she was just 11 years old really destroyed her brain. Maitlyn Ward, the former Boy Meets World actress who turned into an adult entertainer, has blamed Billie's parents for allowing her to even see the violent pornographic content at such a young age. The 44-year-old star, who also worked on The Bold and the Beautiful before changing career trajectories into the pornographic realm in 2019, noted that porn is, quote, entertainment for adults and not intended for kids. That's okay. We can all agree on that. As a woman, I think porn is a disgrace, Billie Eilish told Howard Stern earlier this month. I used to watch a lot of porn, to be honest. I started watching porn when I was like 11. I think it really destroyed my brain, and I feel incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn at such a young age. Billie added, I'm so angry that porn is so loved, and I'm so angry at myself for thinking that it was okay. Well, you were a kid. You don't know. Kids are dumb. Seriously. 11, 12-year-old kids. So dumb. When TMZ caught up with Maitland, she was quick to ask, why was she watching violent porn at the age of 11? Who was watching over her? Like, does she have parental figures in her life? Ward added, she should be blaming her parents. That's abuse. A child should not be watching porn ever at that age. She then continues, porn isn't something that's supposed to be sex education for people. It's entertainment for adults, and that's what we do. Also, I think she's too young to make that kind of assessment about porn, sex, and just about anything. All right, so she doesn't like that Billie Eilish had a porn experience when she was younger. Maitlyn thinks Billie's statement is very detrimental to the industry, and she has a voice like that for so many young people. But I do believe that people are still watching it and adults still enjoy it. Well, yeah, whenever they put out the most visited websites on the planet, Pornhub has been number one for like 20 years in a row now. You think Google would be number one? Maybe Wikipedia? Maybe eBay? Maybe Amazon? No, it's Pornhub. And then like the top 5 I think it's like Pornhub number 1, Google number 2, and then like Spankflix number 3. It's all porn. That is the number one thing that people go online for. Before everything else. Twitter's not number 1. Facebook's not number 1. No, it's porn. And I'll tell you, that really does worry me with my kid, because my kid is so advanced with the computer, and his mom his mom's good too, though. His mom's got all of these locks and brakes and all of this kind of stuff that's on his access at home. The Wi-Fi gets turned off at a certain point, so he can't just be like, looking at things. But I happen to believe similarly to what Billie Eilish is saying. I think that there's an entire generation, not my generation, because we didn't grow up with porn. We didn't have it. If we found a box of Playboys in a garage, that was, a memorable day for us. But I couldn't imagine if at 13, 14 years old, I could just open up my laptop or my tablet and I could just have access to the most explicit pornography that the world has to offer, simply just by, surfing on the web. I mean, what are kids? I mean, we've already seen a generation that's gone through it. I mean, they're already like millennials. They went through it. Millennials, if you were 13 in 2003 or whatever, you grew up in that porn era, and I am sure that there is some really awful sex habits that are happening between young married couples, and just unreal expectations. I knew a guy. He's not dead. He's still alive. I know a guy, we'll put it this year, who had to have all kinds of like marital issues, and like they had to go to counseling and all this stuff because watching pornography ruined his relations with his wife. He couldn't have sexual relations with his wife because she didn't look like a porn star, because she didn't look like someone that was just so easy for him to pull up on his phone while he was in the bathroom. It ain't good. Look, this Maitlyn Ward, the former actress from Boy Meets World, she's working in porn now. So she is, saying the company line that this is for adults, blah, blah, blah. It's not about the industry. It's not about making us accessible as easily as possible to anybody who wants access. It's not about that. It's about the parents. Well, man, I'm telling you, kids are good at this tech stuff. Kids are good, and parents not all the time are. And it's a real concern. Billie Eilish isn't wrong when she says that porn will ruin you. Porn will, yeah. All right, so there you go. So that's what's happening. That's why Maitland Ward, formerly of Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World, wasn't that what's the guy's name? Eddie Savage. What is Fred Savage's brother's name? Right? Wasn't that Fred Savage's brother's show? Fred Savage from Wonder Years, and then like 5 years went by, and they needed a younger Fred Savage for a new show, so they just went and got his brother, Kevin Savage. I don't know, whatever it is. But that's what Boy Meets World was, right? It was like a 90s show. I was already out working in bars. I didn't watch sitcoms about teenagers at that point. So I'm not familiar with who Maitland Ward is. Okay, also trending today. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is, see how y'all feel about this one. So NASA is trending. Ben Savage. That's it. Benny Savage. Thank you, Ross. NASA is trending today. NASA Theologians, to be more accurate about what is trending. NASA has went and hired 24 theologians from around the globe. They're theologians, priests, rabbis, preacher men, that kind of thing. People who have dedicated their lives to theology, to religion. And NASA's hired them all, and they've brought them all together. And NASA wants them to figure out the answer to a question. You want to know what the question NASA has for these theologians? How are humans going to act when the aliens show up? I think I was kind of mentioning this yesterday. We ain't going to react well. Humanity is not going to react well when the aliens show up. And NASA is trying to be a little proactive in this area. They got together a whole bunch of theologians, and they're going to have them study human reaction to finally realizing that we are not the only people here. Now, here's the big problem. And this is why, people, well, why don't they just admit we have aliens? They can't admit it. The world government cannot admit. We can't handle getting vaxxed and wearing masks. You think we're going to be able to handle the idea that everything we've been told about our God and our religion and all of that stuff might not be true anymore, because now there is another race of people. And here's the thing. If there's another race of people, do they have the same God as us? Does God like them better than us? Are they more advanced than us? How does this work into our whole Christianity thing here, where we've got the Father, the Son? Were they aliens? How does that work? Is their God tougher than our God? These are all the kinds of things that people are going to deal with the minute a new alien race shows up. Who are they, and how does it fit into everything that we've been taught, everything that we've believed about our origins and where we're going and what's next? How does the introduction of new people from another planet fit into all of that? It ain't going to fit well. It is going to be problematic. There are going to be. The National Space and Aeronautics Administration, NASA, is seeking the help of 24 theologians to assist them in gauging human reaction to the discovery of extraterrestrial life. The space agency and theologians will reportedly investigate the idea that Earth is not the only planet with life on it, and will assess how humans might react to this. Again, not well. That's how we're going to react. Not well. It ain't going to be good. According to Dazed, which is, I don't know what that is, NASA has already hired 24 theologians to help the agency investigate how humans will react to aliens. The program will take place at the Center for Theological Inquiry at Princeton University. The former head of NASA's Astrobiology Institute, Carl Pilcher, he's good, told the publication that the theologians were brought in for one reason: to consider the implications of applying the tools of late 20th and early 21st century science to questions that had been considered in religious traditions hundreds of galaxies and thousands of years ago. All right, it's a little bit, I don't even know what that, you lost me on that one there, Carl Pilcher. Astrology and the Christian Doctrine. Reverend Dr. Andrew Davidson is a British theologian who is based at Cambridge University. Dr. Davison has been chosen for the program and has previously worked with NASA. He published a book titled Astrology and the Christian Doctrine that explores the topic of God creating life elsewhere besides Earth. See, this is how they're going to go with it. Oh, no, it's all the same God. We're just his favorites. Well, how are we his favorites, but these aliens can get to us, but we're not advanced enough to get to them? But we're God's favorite. He gave them all of the toys and all the skills to traverse the universe, but you're still telling me that we're God's favorites? How about that? How about finding out that we're the least favorite son of God? How about finding out that God's got another family and he kind of likes them better? They're better behaved, better athletes, better scholars, everything. I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. The religious implications of revealing that there are aliens out there will turn this world upside down. People will not. But what does that? Yeah, exactly. Think it through. Here, roll a joint, sit in your beanbag chair, smoke it up, and think that one through. What does that mean for your religion? What does that mean for your belief in an afterlife? What is heaven? Is heaven this other planet? Maybe that's heaven. Maybe that's where people are not going to react well. But the idea that NASA is actually, taking it seriously, that's a pretty good deal. I like that. I appreciate that because, and I'll point it out to you, I've said this many times, we are not alone. They are out there. They have been watching us. They are involved in our society. They do exist. This is true. And finally, the world governments, NASA's, the scientific organizations are inching their way closer to going, yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on out there. We fully admit it. I mean, they've basically admitted it already. All right, let's see. That's pretty much all we got to talk about today. Unless there's new things trending, let me see. We'll run through what's been trending since I put the show together. We'll check out Twitter. Boy, there's a lot of like football and stuff, right? Isn't that what's going on? There's apparently the English Premier League is playing soccer today, so there's a lot of that. CVC. Burger King. Burger King is trending. This was a fun one. I was going to talk about this one. So we had Applebee's or Chili's, not sure, aren't they the same? Applebee's, Chili's, and Cheesecake Factory in the last couple of weeks. People in New York are the anti-mask, anti-vax crowd in New York. They're doing all these, they're showing up at restaurants that require vax or whatever, and then they're just making big stinks. Well, they're doing it again. They add Burger King to the mix. They're doing it in Burger King now. Whole bunch of people showed up at Burger King and just raised hell for no reason other than they wanted their few minutes of viral fame. And they all got arrested, and now that's over with. So there you have it. Carson Wentz has been placed on the COVID reserve list, so he's out for next week. Merrick Garland is trending because Claire McCaskill went on TV and said that he could go down in history as one of the worst attorney generals of all time. Boy, oh boy, I don't disagree with that. That dude sucks. Merrick Garland sucks. I am totally glad that he got screwed over on the Supreme Court. That dude, turns out he sucks. What else is happening here? Anything? Delta CEO is asking they're asking for permission to ease like the travel restrictions go, whatever, we don't need to go in it. Stan Lee is trending because it's his birthday. Taco Tuesday is trending. Ooh, it's Taco Tuesday. Maybe we'll get some tacos tonight. And that's it. There's really nothing else going on today. We're gonna wrap the show up. I mean, we could push it, but whoa, wait a second. Oh, how about a new one? Yeah, all right. We'll end the show with a new one from John Hinckley, American. I stepped on it. I don't want this one anyway. So what should we go out with? Never Ending Quest? Nah. Yeah, why not? All right, folks. That's it. You're prepped up. There's nothing else happening in the world today. We covered it all. We'll be back tomorrow. Another high noon edition of the show. Hope you can join us. Appreciate it when you do. Appreciate you just in general. The Pillow Talk show tonight will not be going on. Got plans with my boy. We're doing the whole. I don't get him for Christmas, so I get him the next week. Although I did get him a couple of days before Christmas. I don't know. We're working it out. But at night we like to do things. I'm sure you can understand. So yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you back here tomorrow at high noon for the high noon stream. Do it every day, noon to 2-ish. 1:34, I know. But he's over in the other house. And I don't know, I got to go check on him. That's all I'm saying. He left here with a bunch of food, said he was making lunch. So now he's going to be over in the big house kitchen. There's probably a huge mess over there. All right, thank you, everybody. Love you. Be good to each other.
Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I have got an old guitar that that is all I need. I don't need no 401, I don't have their greed. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day, the best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now, things are going good. I always had to be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.